mile posting videos. I was in a rut. I got burnt out. I mean, I still was gardening, but life happens. And I just thought, give you an update. I'm pretty slow with the garden this year, actually. Sort of. I think one of the last videos I posted was about onions. So that was probably 6 months ago. Well, I planted more onions. And I planted, I don't know, 6 times that amount, I think. So far I have 120 in the ground. So we're going to give you a little update. So this is the in-ground garden. I had this beautiful loofah. I'm so proud. This is something I really wanted to do, was always have a trellis of some sort. So we did have this trellis. During the summer I had Armenian cucumber growing on this side, and it was beautiful. It did so good, and then it got colder, so it all started to die. And then I realized, oh wait, what is this new thing? And this loofah took off towards the end of summer, and I'm so glad it did. I think there's probably about 2 plants in here. I'm super excited about this trellis. It is so cool. Or the loofah, I guess. It's my first year growing it, and it's just been amazing. I've seen other people's loofahs, and they're way bigger. There are quite a few large ones in here, but they're not like 18, 24 inches. But I'm going to harvest all of these before the frost and see what we're going to do. I'll preserve all the seeds from the brown ones, but I really wanted to make soaps with like sponges in them, make them like a little more personal gifts, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to that this year. Excuse the chicken, it's doing this little egg call back there. I did, again, all the onions in the back row over there. So with this in-ground bed, I have it's about 4 feet here. I know that's like sacrilegious, don't do that because you can't reach it from all sides, but that's why I put onions in it. So I just took advantage of that growing space. I can grab the onions when they're tall and just, pick them up. And then I have some brassicas in here. I did plant them a little close, but so we do here. I got cabbage up front, cauliflower, broccoli, and then I have a row of Brussels sprouts. I do have some stuff sprinkled into it. I have a tomato plant right here. I did have a tomato plant over here. I was trying to make it symmetrical, I guess, and something just came in and took the top off of it. I have some peas sprinkled in. I have a volunteer celery plant. I probably planted that celery 6 months ago. I don't know, but I so tired. I don't even know how I did that. It's just so crazy. But yeah, the chickens are able to reach right through here, so they're eating this, but it's still gonna be okay. But yeah, I got some peas sprinkled in there. I have cilantro sprinkled in there. And then over here I have the very small carrot bed. I'm going to do a second session. I just need to get some beds together so I can get them going, which I plan on doing this week. I did put a tomato plant in my carrot bed because I heard tomatoes love carrots. I just need to figure out how I'm going to keep this alive for the frost. So the whole part of my gardening growing season started because I bought tomatoes and peppers 3 years ago in January, not expecting a frost. And I think like 2 days later we got a frost, and I was like, oh my god, and I pretty much lost them. But what I did was, if you've been following me since the very beginning, I cut them down to pretty much the stem, and they all came back, and I had a glorious, wonderful tomato and pepper plants. They were just great. I did so good coming back after that frost. So I was like, oh, well, if I can keep it alive, if it gets a little frost, it might be okay. But our hard frost doesn't happen until January, so we'll get like some like a small frost in December, throughout September, or December. But we should be good. I just need to worry about in January. Got my okra plants. They're spent. They're done. I think they're still blooming, which I think is super cool. They're blooming later in the day too, since the days are getting, since the sun's getting. Oh, there's the okra right there. I've had so much okra, I've harvested way too much, and I just put them there and I forgot about them. and I'm really sad about it, but I'm not mad about it. It's okay. That's what happens when you get I've had 2 plants, and I just did not. I had so much okra I didn't know what to do with. Some more onions in here. I did plant garlic on this side of the bed, just store-bought garlic. This one looks like it's got multiple heads, so I don't know how it's gonna do. It will be okay. I do have some last-minute squash that I thought would maybe make it, but it's not gonna do it. I had this little broccoli plant that was with the broccolis that I bought. It was so tiny. It was like it just sprouted probably right before I bought it, and it's doing good. There's some lemongrass here. I got eggplant that's still holding on. I've tried keeping this eggplant alive all summer, and it's at least growing me a little eggplant. Here's another cherry tomato. So if that cherry tomato dies, then at least I have this one. I need to stake this one up. Got some tomatoes on it. A little happy fig tree. I got a mulberry this year. Added that to the garden. It's losing its leaves. Marigolds. I'm glad I got some marigolds. I've been just taking these off and giving them to the chickens, making them happy. I got some starts here that I haven't gotten to. On my locates table, that's artichoke. This is a tomato that was not doing good. I cut it down to here, if you can see. It's coming back a little bit. The bush Goliath. I just got some brassicas and stuff that I need to water. And then I pretty much put all of my nightshades and peppers in pots because I want to be able to put them in the shed during the winter and at least keep them alive. So I planted some San Marzano and Roma tomatoes. The Romas are doing really good. They're growing really tall. These look like they need some water. San Marzanos are growing hecka slow. I sprinkled some cilantro through everything. I got a couple pepper plants. That's another Roma. That Roma I did not grow from seed though. Those ones I grew from seed. But this one wasn't doing good when I transplanted it, and so I chopped it down, and it's just coming up. I bought a jujube, the last leaves, because of fall, coming down. I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube videos, but I want to prune it. I don't want it this tall, so maybe I don't know. I won't do anything too crazy to it, but I do want to prune it. It also is in a pot, so it's super tall there. Last minute squash, zucchini, that's not going to make it. Chickens keep eating more brassicas. This is just something I just sprinkled in here just to see what would happen. And then some peas. This last summer I tried growing beans, and it was beautiful. It was great. And I probably would have got beans, but they took forever. Like, I didn't actually get any beans. I just kept getting foliage. And then the heat of the summer came, so I wanted to move everything closer to this wall because the wall provides a lot of shade during the hottest part of the day. But I moved it over there, like next to the trellis, because I was hoping the trellis would grow some stuff and then provide shade, which it didn't do until the end of summer, obviously. But because I moved it, I think I just tampered with it too much, and the beans died immediately, like the bean vines and everything. So we're gonna do this again with these beautiful peas, and I think we're gonna be good. I don't see any blooms yet, but they're still very young. I'm excited. I'm glad this garden, I mean, with winter gardening or fall gardening, everything's pretty much slower, so the only thing is just to make sure you get it in the ground in time. But I'm pretty excited. All of these I can just move. That's why they're mostly in there. I did overcrop the tomato plants, but just make sure they keep getting watered and keep getting fed, and they should be okay, hopefully. I'm stingy with my growing space because it's only limited. I do have some garden beds, but soil's expensive, and I'm trying to make my own compost, and it's just not. It's so slow. But yeah, that's the update on the garden. I have all this up here so the chickens don't get to it. So my carrots are a little late right now because one of my chickens came in here and dug all of this up. This is the third time, but they were pretty much like this, and the chicken came in and just dug it all up, so I had to replant, which really sucked, but we'll be okay. We'll get carrots next year. And I'm really excited for the onions, because the onions that I grew last year and harvested this year I actually made into French onion soup, and it was delicious. It probably wasn't the right onion. It was like a white onion. Should have used a yellow onion, but either way, I made a meal out of it. What are you doing? Dang, my baby's out here. I made a meal out of it, or a couple meals, and I even made a meal for my friend who just had a baby. So it was all very good. I'm so glad that I was able to feed somebody from my garden. I mean, I've made a couple of meals from my garden, but it was good to be able to make a nice, good, healthy soup. But thank you so much for watching. I'm not doing anything much today. Hope everybody has a good December. Merry Christmas, and enjoy your season. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.